What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I want to talk about 5 ways to beat the narcissist at their own mind games. But before using these tips, make sure you have already set boundaries with a narcissist. I don't want you to put yourself in a position to somehow expose a narcissist or confront them for the first time and not really know what you're going up against. So make sure that you've already set these boundaries with the narcissist and they kind of know how far to take things with you. So narcissists, they're already arrogant and quite clever at what they do. They always stay ahead of the game and they think that they can never be beaten at their own game. But fortunately, we can show them otherwise by doing these 5 things to beat them at their own mind games. The first thing is to make sure that there are limits to your communication with the narcissist. Because if you absolutely have to communicate with a narcissist, make sure you don't allow them to extend the conversation further than you are willing to. For example, if they ask you like, how's the family? Just give them a simple gray rock answer like, good. And don't say anything else. Don't engage in any further conversation by asking them like, well, they're good, but how's your family doing? Or, don't even wait for, that little silence in between to see if they're going to probably ask you something else. Make sure when you give them an answer, you give them a 1-word solid answer. And make sure they know by the tone that you speak that you don't want to further the conversation. So you just say good, or you can say it a little more deep tone like good to kind of, deepen the gray, give them a darker gray rock and just let them know I really don't want to talk to you. I'm really trying to be cordial, but I don't want to talk to you and I don't have to do this. That's how you continue to set the boundaries with them during the conversation. So yeah, that's the way, that's like the first tip to use when you have to talk with a narcissist. Also, the second tip is to never respond to a narcissist jab, a personal jab against you or a general statement, because narcissists have a way of saying things out loud. Even if they're not being direct to you, if they're not directing the statement to you, you know that they're talking about you. And they do this to get a reaction out of you and to get some type of feedback. As soon as you give the narcissist feedback and respond, you're giving them exactly what they want. So don't even stoop to their level. Just ignore it, even if you have to just kind of smile it away and to let them know that they're not bothering you. I mean, and at the same time, it's not even worth it. The best way to beat the narcissist at their own game is by ignoring them. And again, maybe just giving them a smile. Because at that point, they'll start to wonder, why is what they're trying to do to hurt you not working? And when a plan doesn't work, that lets them know that you're not allowing them to stay ahead of the game and you're not allowing them to play mind games with you. No matter what they do, they cannot harm you by the things that they say. Let them talk. They need to do this to make themselves feel better. The third tip is how narcissists love to insert themselves in things that don't have anything to do with them. Like they like to side with someone who you're going against for the moment. They love to get on the side of your opponent. This makes them feel a bit more powerful, and it is an attempt to make you feel defeated or weak. That's their way of getting themselves inside of situations, that don't have nothing to do with them. But you just have to learn how to pick the proper tactics to deal with the narcissist during certain situations. No matter what, just don't ever give in to them, because their whole plot and plan is to shame you. But once you let them know that you can say whatever you want, I hear you loud and clear, I'm not even going to respond to you, you're not worth it. You're letting them know that you're okay and you're unbothered. And nothing injures the narcissist more than an unsuccessful punishment. It doesn't mean that they won't try again, but it does limit their efforts. Now, the fourth tip is to cut off any mutual friends or associates of you in the narc. And as difficult as that may be, trust me, it is very necessary. I've had to cut off people who I work with for a very, very long time, people who I've known from my past, who the narcissists also know, and just met and was able to use them as a flying monkey and wrap them around a finger, So it was like, well, it just seems like the narcissist is able to manipulate them and convince them of these things about me that are untrue. So I might as well just cut them loose. Because I look at it like this. Any friend of my enemy is not my friend. It's simple as that. I don't mess with people who I don't mess with. And so I just cut people off now. I don't think twice about it. And that's that. The narcissists, they do these type of things because they feel like if they can hang on to someone or hang around someone who can keep tabs on, if they can keep tabs on you, that's, again, the less efforts that they'll have to put in to torment you, like a one-on-one effort. And the last and one of the most important things to do to avoid narcissists is stop proving your worth to a narcissist. Because narcissists, they know what hurts you the most. And so they know the buttons to push. And they love to make you feel worthless. And they do this by comparing you to certain people. And I went through this with my ex. And I a lot of things I think back to now, what he used to say and things he used to do. And he would do this by, compare me to other women. Like, for example, when I put him on child support, I did what was necessary. I did what I had to do. And the thing that he would say the most is how the other mother of his child would never do such a thing. Narcissists do this to compare you to someone else as a way to devalue you. It's another way of, a part of the triangulation method that they use to try to put other people above you and put you at the bottom now. Now you're at the bottom. The person who they most admired one time, now they look at you as just worthless. Like, you're not as good as I thought you was. Well, that's what they do to try to get inside your head, to make you feel guilty for something that you had every right to do. Like it was very much necessary to do. So again, don't let the narcissist make you feel guilty for doing something that you should do. That is just their way of being in denial, of being a deadbeat or an absent parent or someone who failed to willingly handle their responsibility as a parent. So these are the things that narcissists do to play mind games, and those are like 5 tips that you can use to guard yourself up against narcissistic punishment, manipulation, torment, and things like that. So I hope these tips were helpful to anyone, and I hope it is able to stop the narc in their tracks. If you can leave any other suggestions down below, please do so. I want to thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.